Good morning, Year 12. Today's lesson is about getting ready for your assignment, which I will be setting on Friday. The assignment will focus on the units you can see on the screen in front of you, and it will include things like the SWOT analysis, the PESTLE analysis, and 8.3.1, which is focusing on what is the purpose of selling. That is the focus of today's lesson. Okay, so we're going to look at what is the purpose of selling, and that would be products or services. What is the purpose of selling ideas, and what purpose of selling ideas to decision makers. In the green box you can see the sources that I've used for this presentation, as well as using Seneca and Bitesize yourself to enhance and further your knowledge. Okay, so the purpose of selling ideas to decision makers. First of all, we need to be raising funds, investment and income in order to ensure decision makers will become involved in our business. That funding or investment could be for the short term or the long term. If we do not sell our idea effectively to decision makers, then they will not look to invest in our company. We also want to be able to sell our idea to decision makers. What exactly is our product? What is our service? In order to raise awareness of it and increase sales of our product. Clearly, we want to increase our range of customers and our customer base when we're selling ideas to decision makers. Decision makers do not just include investors, managing directors, heads of business. Decision makers are customers, aren't they? They're the people who make the decision to purchase your service, your product. And finally, quite a big and growing area we know in terms of raising awareness of our product is the impact of social media and influencers in social media. Do we consider them to be decision makers? We do know that there are many YouTube channel people who are used by lots of companies to push and promote products. They themselves, as influencers on social media, need to make the decision: are they prepared to put their name to a certain product? Are they prepared to put their name to a certain service? What is the impact on them as an individual? Because clearly it's also about their reputation as well. So what type of decisions need to be made? Well, in summary, a decision maker needs to decide to invest or not to invest, to purchase or not to purchase. That could be a business or a customer. You yourself have to make decisions. Do I want to promote or market the product or not on this platform, on this website, in this newspaper, on this billboard? And one you might not have thought about is making the decision to actually grow your business or not. Selling your business in terms of your product or service, the more you sell, the bigger the profit, but the more your business grows. Is that something that you want to do? Is it something that you're keen to become a bigger business from, maybe a sole trader or from a partnership to a limited company? Some people choose not to do that. They choose to stay with a sole trader or just a small partnership because they feel that's enough for where they want to take their company. Others clearly become global and worldwide enterprises. Look at companies like Virgin, look at companies like Amazon, Google. So the purpose of selling is to obviously meet business targets. It's to sell a company's solutions and products. It's for a company to achieve their goals and their targets in terms of revenue and growth. Revenue being, think about the balance sheet, also think about profit, and also to grow the company. But in this we haven't yet referred to the customer on this slide. The customer is also the most important element. So the purpose of a customer buying into a product or service is to help the business address and solve a problem. For the business to help address opportunities that the customer has not yet addressed. For the business to become more efficient and to reduce operational expense. And to help the business ensure it can serve its customers better and address their requirements and their personal needs. And also to obviously by supporting customers, the business can improve its quality. Who do we think is a decision maker, and what is their motivation? So an investor is definitely somebody who is a decision maker. Their motivation is clearly to make more money. They're not going to invest in a company where they feel that the profit is not there, that the requirement or the need for the service or the product is not there. They are a principal decision maker that every business, whether a new business, an entrepreneur, a small business already existing, or even a larger business, needs to sell their idea to. Think about Dragon's Den as the main concept here. Think about Alan Sugar as a concept as well in terms of business startup. They don't invest in enterprises they feel cannot succeed. And a buyer in a company, a buyer as a customer, they're making crucial decisions as to whether your product, your service is something they want to take on, to purchase, to include in their product line. Their motivation again is, does it meet my need? Does it meet the need of my customers? And a customer as an individual. Okay, so the buyer in terms of inside businesses, the customer as an individual. They're not going to buy something that doesn't meet their need. Does it tap into their interest, whether it's an interest or a need? And that influencer, that social media influencer, they're decision makers. Marketing companies, they are decision makers too. Okay, so what we'd like you to do is to just put together a Word document. These notes that you make are there to ensure you can do a good job with the assignment when I set it. Title is there for you, linked to 8.3.1. Make notes from today's presentation. Complete the sentence. The purpose of selling to decision makers is to, in your own words, what you think it might be based on the information you've read. The bite-sized clips is worth having a little look through. Although it's for GCSE, it's still got some relevant information. I think that will support you, particularly to do with investors and investments and how companies achieve investment. And then there's also a support Seneca task, quite short. I think it lasts about 4 minutes, which again is all to do with investments. Once you've done that, I'd like you just for now to try to find the research and the learning tasks that you did back in November, I think it was, on the SWOT and PESTLE analyses. I do know quite a lot of you did upload it to Teams because I must have set an assignment on it. Others of you might have saved it in your OneDrive. But you're going to need to use this SWOT and PESTLE analysis, understanding of it as part of your assignment, which I'll be setting on Friday. Okay, thank you.